Why Virgo is the most dangerous sign of the zodiac. Sign 1. The infallible memory for offenses. Virgos are known for their extraordinary memory, especially when it comes to offenses against their honor, trust, and integrity. On the surface, they seem calm, composed, and perhaps even forgiving, but beneath that serene exterior lies an indelible memory of every slight or hurt they've endured. They are not quick to react in the moment, but over time, they develop a slow-burning resolve, carefully crafting a strategy to address the wrongs done to them. Imagine working alongside a Virgo at the office. You might have made a passing comment, an offhand remark, perhaps something you didn't think twice about. To you, it's a small thing, easily forgotten, but for Virgo, it's not so simple. They've filed it away in their mind, along with every other slight they've encountered. It may take years, but one day, when the moment is right, they'll bring up that comment in such a way that you'll realize how deeply it affected them. It's not about vengeance, it's about balance and ensuring they've been heard. This impeccable memory can be a source of personal growth for Virgos. Over time, they learn to channel their patience, taking their time to process and act. They do not forget, but they understand the power of timing. It's a lesson in self-discipline, knowing when to speak, and when to let silence hold more weight than words. As we age, many of us find that our memories sharpen in different ways. For those in their 40s to 70s, you may recognize this in yourself. Over the years, you've learned the importance of reflecting on past experiences. Some of those memories might bring you pain, but others could offer valuable lessons on resilience and self-control. Virgo's memory teaches us that true strength lies in the ability to endure, learn, and grow from every experience, no matter how small it may seem. Sign 2. The invisible control. Virgos possess a quiet power, often unseen, yet always present. They rarely seek the spotlight, preferring to work behind the scenes. This silent influence is rooted in their acute observation skills and a deep, intuitive understanding of others. They don't need to shout orders or demand attention. Virgos lead through suggestion, gently steering the course of events without anyone realizing it. Imagine a Virgo as the organizer of a community event. While everyone else is focused on the task at hand, Virgo is watching, listening, and understanding the subtle needs of those around them. They know who works best under pressure, who needs encouragement, and who prefers a quiet, supportive role. Without ever telling anyone what to do, Virgo shifts the dynamic of the group, ensuring everyone is positioned exactly where they need to be. The event unfolds seamlessly, and at the end of the day, everyone credits the team effort, but deep down, Virgo knows they were the silent architect of the success. As we navigate life, especially in our later years, many of us become more attuned to the unspoken dynamics around us. We may find ourselves taking a more subtle role in relationships or community projects. Recognizing that leadership doesn't always have to be loud or overt. Just as Virgos understand the power of influence, we too learn to lean into the quiet strengths of patience and observation. This lesson in invisible control offers us an empowering perspective. Influence doesn't always require dominance. Sometimes, the most impactful leaders are those who guide with a gentle hand, leading by example rather than by command. Whether you're a grandparent guiding a grandchild or a professional managing a team, Virgo's lesson reminds us that the best leadership often happens when we make others feel supported and capable, without drawing attention to ourselves. Sign 3. The insatiable thirst for perfection. Virgos are notorious for their relentless pursuit of perfection. Their keen attention to detail is both a strength and a burden. They seek recognition for their meticulous efforts, but no matter how much they achieve, they always feel there's more to be done, something they can do better. This thirst for perfection can lead to frustration and dissatisfaction, especially when they feel their hard work isn't acknowledged or when they believe they've missed the mark in some way. In relationships, this can manifest as a Virgo constantly seeking validation for their actions. Perhaps they've made a beautiful meal, carefully planned an outing, or organized an event, but for Virgo, the result is never quite enough. They want to hear the words of praise, to know that their efforts have been seen and valued. This can sometimes feel exhausting for those around them, as Virgo constantly asks for affirmation, even though they are the ones who put in all the effort. It's essential to remember that this thirst for perfection is driven by an intrinsic need for self-worth. Virgos often struggle with feeling like they're enough as they are. They constantly strive to be better, not just for the world, but for themselves. In our later years, we may find ourselves reflecting on our own pursuit of perfection, whether in our careers, personal lives, or health. We may realize that true perfection isn't an end goal, it's a continuous journey of growth, learning, and self-acceptance. This relentless pursuit of excellence often becomes the key to Virgo's success. It reminds us that hard work and perseverance are never wasted, even if the results aren't immediately acknowledged. In our own lives, whether we're dealing with family, work, or personal endeavors, we can learn from Virgo's commitment to excellence. It's not about being flawless, it's about giving our best, and knowing that in doing so, we are always growing and improving. In conclusion, Virgos are a reminder that the pursuit of excellence, though challenging, can lead to great rewards. They show us that patience, subtle leadership, and the quest for perfection are not signs of weakness, but of inner strength. As we age, we too can learn to harness these qualities, finding the balance between striving for our best and accepting ourselves as we are. Virgo teaches us that true power lies in knowing who we are, understanding our strengths, and using them to navigate the complexities of life with grace and wisdom. Let us take these lessons to heart as we move forward in our own journeys, recognizing that it's not perfection we seek, but progress, and that in the pursuit of our best selves, we become leaders, healers, and creators of a more harmonious world. Sign 4. The capacity for strategic reinvention. Virgos are the masters of reinvention. They understand that change is not a weakness, but a powerful tool for growth and success. Their adaptability is one of their greatest strengths. When circumstances shift, Virgos are quick to adjust, not only to survive but to thrive. They have an innate ability to look at any situation, assess what needs to be done, and transform their approach in ways that others might find daunting or impossible. Imagine a Virgo who has spent years working quietly in a technical role, relying on logic and precision. Suddenly, the company faces a crisis, and Virgo steps into a leadership position. What was once a reserved, methodical person is now a bold, decisive leader rallying the team for an ambitious new initiative. The transformation is seamless. Virgo knows exactly how to pivot, gaining the confidence of others by convincing them that this strong, assertive leader was within them all along. This ability to reinvent oneself isn't just about changing careers or roles, it's about shifting mindsets and adjusting to life's unexpected turns. Many of us in our 40s, 50s, and beyond can relate to this. Perhaps we've found ourselves in a situation where we had to suddenly embrace new responsibilities or adjust our thinking. It could be a career shift, a personal challenge, or even a change in the way we approach family dynamics. The lesson Virgo teaches us is that transformation is always within our reach. Regardless of age, it's never too late to evolve. As we grow older, we become more attuned to the fact that change is not something to fear, it's a tool to sharpen our resilience and adaptability. The Virgo archetype encourages us to embrace reinvention, to always look for ways to reinvent ourselves and keep moving forward. Whether you're considering a career change, taking on a new challenge, or simply adapting to a new phase in life, remember that you have the capacity for strategic reinvention. It's all about taking the knowledge and experiences you've gained and using them to adapt, grow, and succeed. Sign 5. The strategy of calculated generosity. Virgos are often seen as humble, generous souls, quick to lend a hand, offer support, or provide guidance. But behind their generosity lies a strategic mindset. Virgos' acts of kindness are never random or purely selfless, they are carefully calculated, designed to build trust, establish connections, and solidify their influence. This generosity is a subtle yet powerful tool in their arsenal, one that allows them to create lasting relationships and secure their place in both social and professional circles. Consider a Virgo in the workplace who offers support to a colleague during a tough project. On the surface, it appears as a simple act of kindness, helping someone in need. But Virgo knows that by providing this help, they're not only demonstrating their expertise but also creating a sense of indebtedness in the colleague. Later, When the Virgo needs a favor or support, this person is more likely to step up, not out of obligation, but because of the trust and bond Virgo has carefully nurtured. For those of us in the 40s to 70s age range, we may have come to realize the importance of building strong, supportive relationships, whether it's in our families, our careers, or in our communities. The power of generosity cannot be underestimated. However, Virgo's lesson teaches us that generosity doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Sometimes, it's the small, thoughtful actions, the offers of help, the listening ear, that build the strongest connections. Calculated generosity isn't about manipulation, it's about using kindness as a means of fostering trust and creating a network of support that benefits everyone involved. As we navigate our later years, let us remember that we don't have to give in big ways to make a lasting impact. Sometimes, it's the quiet acts of generosity that leave the most enduring legacies. Sign 6. The ability to inspire blind devotion. Virgos possess an understated yet magnetic charm. Their humility, intellect, and attention to detail create an aura of trust and reliability. These qualities make others feel safe, valued, and willing to follow Virgo's lead, sometimes to the point of blind devotion. People who surround Virgos are often drawn to their quiet strength, and they become eager to support Virgo in any way possible. Sometimes without question, a Virgo might be a team leader who has earned the unwavering loyalty of their employees. These individuals trust Virgo implicitly, willing to follow their lead even when the direction seems unclear or challenging. The trust Virgo inspires goes beyond mere respect. It's a deep-seated belief that Virgo knows best. A belief so strong that those around them are willing to sacrifice their own desires or interests for the greater good of the cause. As we move through life, particularly in our later years, many of us find ourselves in positions where others turn to us for guidance, whether it's as parents, mentors, or community leaders. The Virgo lesson here is that true leadership doesn't require force or control. It requires the ability to inspire trust and loyalty, qualities that are built over time through consistent action, empathy, and integrity. In our own lives, we can take a page from Virgo's playbook by nurturing relationships based on trust, honesty, and genuine care. It's not about seeking power or control, it's about earning the loyalty of those around us through the quiet, steady demonstration of our values. Whether we're guiding our families, teams, or friends, the ability to inspire blind devotion comes from leading with sincerity, clarity, and a deep respect for others. As we reflect on Virgo's traits, strategic reinvention, calculated generosity, and the ability to inspire loyalty, we see that these qualities are not just limited to those born under this sign. They are universal lessons that apply to all of us, regardless of age. Whether you are reinventing yourself in your career, offering help to others with a purpose, or leading by example, these Virgo traits offer us a roadmap for living a purposeful and impactful life. At any age, it's never too late to embrace these qualities. In our 40s, 50s, and beyond, we have a unique opportunity to apply these lessons with wisdom and experience. Let us reinvent ourselves when necessary, offer our generosity with intention, and lead with humility and integrity. In doing so, we can create lasting connections, foster loyalty, and continue to grow into the best versions of ourselves. Life is a continuous journey of transformation, and like Virgo, we have the power to adapt, inspire, and lead with grace at every stage of our lives. Let this be the time when we embrace these lessons and apply them to create the life we've always wanted, one of purpose, connection, and profound impact. Sign 7. The radar for others' vulnerabilities. Virgos possess an almost uncanny ability to detect the vulnerabilities in others. Whether it's emotional, psychological, or physical, they can pinpoint insecurities with precision. This unique gift isn't just about observation, it's about understanding the human condition at a deeper level. While some may use this awareness for compassion and support, Virgos can sometimes wield it as a tool for influence. They don't just see weaknesses, they understand them, and they can use that understanding to gain an advantage. Imagine a Virgo at work who notices a colleague struggling with public speaking. This colleague stumbles over words during a presentation, appearing nervous and unsure, while another person might offer encouragement or coaching. A Virgo might take a different approach. Instead of helping, they might subtly emphasize the person's nervousness, making sure others notice the flaw. The Virgo, on the other hand, maintains a calm, poised demeanor, subtly positioning themselves as the only one capable of offering support or guidance, solidifying their role as the go-to person. For those of us in the 40s to 70s age group, this ability to understand and navigate others' vulnerabilities can feel like a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a powerful tool for building relationships and establishing connections. But as we age and gain experience, we also learn the value of using this insight ethically and with integrity. Manipulation may seem effective in the short term, but genuine relationships, whether in the workplace, with family, or in our communities, are built on trust and mutual respect. Learning how to harness this skill for good, rather than for personal gain, can be a transformative lesson. As we mature, we also begin to recognize the importance of emotional intelligence. Understanding the vulnerabilities of others isn't just about gaining leverage, it's about creating a supportive, empathetic environment. Virgo teaches us that true strength lies in how we use our insights into others, not for manipulation, but for empowerment. Sign 8. Public revenge as art. Virgos are not impulsive when it comes to revenge, they are meticulous, strategic, and incredibly patient. When they decide to exact retribution, they do so with the precision of a master tactician. Their approach is not about a quick outburst or emotional retaliation, it's about creating a carefully crafted plan that maximizes the impact of their actions, ensuring that the lesson they want to teach is learned by all, including the target. Let's say a Virgo has been wronged by a colleague who has undermined their work. Instead of confronting them head-on in the moment, Virgo patiently bides their time. Over the course of weeks or months, they quietly position themselves, gathering subtle pieces of information and influencing key players in the office. Then, when the moment arrives, they skillfully execute their plan, causing their colleague's reputation to crumble at the hands of a well-timed observation or remark. The colleague is left reeling, while Virgo remains calm, cool, and collected, having orchestrated the entire scenario from the shadows. This ability to exact revenge with such precision is both a strength and a lesson. It teaches us that, in life, actions often speak louder than words. As we age, we become more adept at understanding the long-term consequences of our actions. We begin to recognize that revenge, while satisfying in the short term, can have lasting repercussions that affect our own peace of mind. Virgo's approach to revenge can serve as a reminder: choose your battles wisely. And remember that the greatest victory is often found in letting go of the need for retribution. For those of us in the 40s to 70s age range, this concept of public revenge can also be seen as a metaphor for how we handle conflict. The wisdom gained with age encourages us to take a step back, to consider the impact of our actions, and to prioritize our mental and emotional well-being over the desire for payback. The true strength comes not in the act of revenge but in the ability to rise above petty grievances and focus on the greater good. Sign 9. Manipulation through self-victimization. When faced with a situation where their usual tactics don't work, Virgos may resort to a rare but effective strategy: self-victimization. By portraying themselves as the victim, they shift the focus from their actions to the sympathy and guilt of others. This strategy is often used when they need to avoid responsibility or redirect attention away from their own behavior. It's a clever emotional tactic that can disarm even the most rational individuals, forcing them to focus on the Virgo's perceived suffering rather than the situation at hand. Imagine a Virgo in a family setting who has had a disagreement with a close relative. Rather than confronting the issue head-on, they subtly shift the conversation to their own feelings of hurt and injustice, making the relative feel guilty for having caused emotional pain. The Virgo's tactic is not to resolve the conflict, but to make the other person feel responsible for their pain, turning the narrative around in a way that shifts the balance of power in their favor. The Virgo may not even fully recognize that they are doing this. It's an automatic defense mechanism designed to protect their ego and maintain control. For those of us in the 40s to 70s range, we may have encountered similar situations where we've felt the need to deflect blame or avoid responsibility. However, As we mature, we begin to understand the importance of accountability. It's through embracing our mistakes and owning our actions that we can grow and build deeper, more authentic connections with others. The Virgo strategy of self-victimization can serve as a reminder that the quickest path to true healing is through honesty and transparency, rather than manipulation. In our later years, we also realize that personal growth comes from accepting our flaws, not hiding them. By taking responsibility for our actions and acknowledging our role in any conflict, we can move toward resolution rather than prolonging the cycle of manipulation. Virgo teaches us that emotional maturity is found in the ability to rise above the need to manipulate others and instead to focus on healing and understanding. Sign 10. The catastrophic collapse when unmasked. Virgos are known for their calculated precision and thoughtful demeanor. They often present a polished, controlled persona to the world, one built on layers of effort, strategy, and a keen understanding of how to navigate social dynamics. This facade helps them maintain control, guard their vulnerabilities, and, in many ways, protect their carefully constructed lives. But what happens when that facade is exposed? When the masks they wear are torn away, revealing the inner workings they've kept hidden? For Virgos, the collapse can be nothing short of catastrophic. When a Virgo's manipulative behaviors or hidden agendas are unveiled, the response is often dramatic. The very structure they've worked tirelessly to uphold may crumble in an instant, triggering a series of events that spiral out of their control. The devastation isn't just in the exposure, it's in the emotional toll that follows. The Virgo, who has built their sense of identity around control and precision, is suddenly faced with the painful reality that their efforts have been uncovered. Their first instinct might be to lash out, sabotage, or retreat into a defensive position, reacting not with grace, but with the rawness of someone who feels stripped of their armor. Consider a Virgo who has spent months, maybe even years, carefully orchestrating a work project. They've been quietly manipulating circumstances to ensure their rise to the top, building alliances, pushing others into the background, and positioning themselves as the irreplaceable one. But when someone uncovers their strategy, the Virgo's perfectly constructed world begins to shatter. Rather than take responsibility or offer an explanation, the Virgo may react with hostility, cutting ties with former allies and sabotaging the very projects they've spent so much time developing. This response isn't just about losing control, it's a reflection of the emotional devastation that comes from seeing the foundation they built crumble beneath them. For those of us in the 40 to 70 age range, we may recognize the emotional consequences of losing control, though not necessarily in the same dramatic fashion. As we grow older, we come to understand that maintaining control over every aspect of our lives can be exhausting, and that sometimes letting go can lead to healthier outcomes. However, the Virgo's catastrophic collapse teaches us an important lesson. When we build our identities around control and manipulation, the moment we're unmasked can feel like a complete unraveling. It's a reminder that true strength comes from authenticity, not from maintaining a facade. In our personal lives, this could be likened to a moment when we've been hiding parts of ourselves, whether in relationships, careers, or personal growth, and those secrets or deceptions finally come to light. It's tempting to react defensively, to lash out or retreat, just as Virgo does in the face of exposure. But with age and experience, we learn that the key to recovery is not in trying to rebuild the facade, but in embracing vulnerability and authenticity. When we choose to show up as our true selves, the collapse isn't so catastrophic, it becomes a stepping stone toward greater self-acceptance and growth. In my own journey, I've encountered moments where I felt as though my carefully constructed life or persona was at risk of crumbling. It's a natural part of the human experience to want to protect ourselves and maintain control. But the Virgo lesson reminds me that true resilience doesn't come from hiding behind a mask. It comes from embracing who we are, imperfections and all. As we age, we realize that our worth isn't tied to how well we can control every aspect of life. It's about how well we can adapt, grow, and remain true to ourselves when everything feels uncertain. So, whether it's in the workplace, in family dynamics, or in our personal lives, the Virgo collapse is a cautionary tale. It reminds us that the pursuit of control, when taken too far, leads to a hollow victory. It's not the collapse itself that defines us, it's how we rise from it. As we continue to grow older, let's commit to being authentic, allowing ourselves the grace to fail and to rebuild without the fear of losing control. It's in those moments of vulnerability that we truly discover our strength. The Virgo's catastrophic collapse when unmasked serves as a powerful metaphor for all of us, particularly as we navigate the complexities of life in our 40s and beyond. It teaches us that the more we invest in maintaining control or building facades, the greater the potential for emotional devastation when those walls come down. But it also offers us an opportunity for growth, a reminder that true strength lies not in perfection or control, but in authenticity, vulnerability, and the courage to rebuild from the inside out. In the face of exposure, we can either collapse in defeat or choose to rise with renewed clarity and purpose. The choice is ours, and as we age, we have the wisdom to understand that it's not our facades that define us, it's our ability to embrace change, learn from our mistakes, and evolve into the best versions of ourselves. We've explored the intricate power of Virgos, their ability to lead with precision, detect vulnerabilities, and even master manipulation. But with great power comes great responsibility. As we've seen today, Virgos possess a unique strength that, when harnessed properly, can transform into profound leadership. However, this strength comes with the need for self-awareness. By recognizing and mastering their inner vulnerabilities and shadow aspects, Virgos have the potential to become the most effective, compassionate, and transformative leaders. Now, it's time for you to reflect. How can you apply these insights to your own life? Think about the relationships in your world, whether personal or professional. Are there areas where understanding Virgo's influence could help you create healthier, more empowering dynamics? It's not just about recognizing these traits in others, but about turning them inward and using them to create positive change in your own life. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your feedback means the world to me, and subscribing ensures you don't miss out on more empowering insights just like this. Let's keep the conversation going. What's one aspect of Virgo's energy you've seen in your life? And how can you transform it for the better? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to grow and thrive together. Remember, true transformation begins when you master yourself. Stay empowered, stay focused, and keep striving for greatness. You've got this.